Why am I saying that 3,000 RMB will be worth as little as $1 US? When RMB is converted into the US dollar in the overseas market, RMB will depreciate drastically because the dollar is in much higher demand, whereas nobody really wants RMB. When will it depreciate? It'll happen when the world is devastated by a financial crisis. Remember this. Let me do the math for the CCP. Americans spent $2.3 trillion US in financial capital investment in communist China, over $1 trillion in treasuries, and almost $2 trillion US in financial products. About $2 trillion is reserved in the money pool in China for currency swapping between the two countries to settle their trade. Roughly $2 trillion is invested in China's technology sector, including factories, etc. The amount is $9 trillion US if we put everything together. Let's round the total number up to 10 trillion. Now, Xi is well prepared for confiscating the U.S. asset in China. If the U.S. dares to legislate to deter the CCP from attacking Taiwan or impose financial sanctions against the CCP or kick it out of the WTO, Xi will confiscate the U.S. asset of 10 trillion US dollars. If the U.S. confiscates the 1 trillion in U.S. treasuries held by the CCP, Xi will retaliate. The U.S. also bought treasuries issued by Communist China. Xi will confiscate all the U.S. investments in China, which is worth 10 trillion US dollars. Now let's consider the U.S. investment in Hong Kong. At most, 1 trillion US dollars has been invested in Hong Kong. So 10 trillion US dollars is adequate for all the U.S. investments in mainland China and Hong Kong. $10 trillion of U.S. investments in Communist China helps prop up the CCP's fabricated GDP of over 10 trillion US dollars. Once the CCP terminates and seizes the $10 trillion in U.S. investments, RMB will be abandoned by the international market due to lack of international trade. Then who would still want it? Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, Syria, Russia, Africa, and Pakistan might still want RMB. So RMB might be able to last for a period of time. The RMB dollar exchange rate might drop 9-to-1 or 10-to-1. The CCP would claim, look, RMB is still doing okay. Then bam, the value of RMB will fall off a cliff in a matter of seconds. To get $1 US, you'll have to pay 100 to 1,000 or even 3,000 in RMB. That's how it's going to end. Once the CCP takes over the 10 trillion US dollars of U.S. investments, the U.S. would have no choice but to kick the CCP out of all the international financial systems and seize all the CCP's overseas assets. The key issue is technology, including chips. A complete chip blockade against the CCP is impossible, but the CCP is falling further behind. It's like other people are enjoying the latest electric vehicles such as Tesla, but the CCP is downgraded to tractors. Still, it's better than pushing donkeys' carts. So, the entire CCP will end up like this.